Here. Come over here, please. You. Stefano.
All at the middle of the box. Now let me step back. Thank you. George!
If everybody can kind of come around this way, when Lee gets out of the car and Allison, they will be standing here also. Let's get loud, people. Come on. You gotta be open, you know. You don't keep quiet ever.
I'll do this side.
Kathy Hochul and elect New York State Governor Lee Zeldin. You guys can do better than that. There you go. Let me hand it over to a good friend of ours, Andrew Giuliani, who's a great Republican, a great friend of our party, and Lee Zeldin's big supporter now. Thank you, Andrew. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing tonight, huh? Better if Kathy Hochul was living underneath the Mario Cuomo Bridge, where Andrew Cuomo is currently living right now in Albany. I tell you, I'd be doing a whole lot better if that was the case. So let me tell you, as many of you know, there was a very spirited primary, sometimes heated primary, and I can tell you how long it took for me to realize that the most important thing for our state was supporting Congressman Lee Zeldin to become the 58th governor of the state of New York. On election night, I looked at my wife, and she was carrying my baby daughter. And immediately I thought of what this state would look like if Kathy Hochul had a full 4 years. And how much more crime, how many more corrupt deals actually would be made. How much she would be selling the future of the state of New York out from taxpayers, from law-abiding New Yorkers, to criminals. And I thought about what it would be like if Lee Zeldin became the next governor. It took about 3 seconds for my wife and I to look at each other and say, my daughter, her future in the state of New York depends on Lee Zeldin becoming the 58th governor of the state of New York. We need to make sure that on November 8th, we have everybody coming to turn out. Everybody coming to turn out to make sure that Allison gets elected lieutenant governor. Everybody turning out to make sure that Mike Henry gets elected attorney general. Could you imagine him taking down Tish James and all of these crazy investigations? Talk too much about it over here. I want to say, before I hand the mic over to, I don't know who I'm handing it over to next, but whoever it is, you have to elect them. I don't know who it is, but whoever it is, you have to elect them. It's Joe, Lee, Allison. We got to make sure on November 8th that we come on out in force. We talked about this a couple of days ago as we were up in Onondaga County by Syracuse. 27% of Republicans come out for general elections. Well, we need to make sure that number gets to 50%. We need to double that number. The math, and I don't want Lee to do this because they've told us math is racist. So I'll do the math, I'll do the racist. So let me do the racist, and I'll save Lee from being called the racist on this one. We need to get somewhere between 29 and 33% of New York City. Now you're telling me that we can't deliver a third of New York City? We better be able to. Because if we do that, then guess what? Not only does Lee Zeldin become the 58th governor of the state of New York, and Allison Esposito gets to become lieutenant governor. By the way, lieutenant governor that actually will serve a full term. That's my prediction right there. That's a shock. I'm taking some of Lee's material from the other day, by the way, though. It was too good. It was too good, so I had to take a little bit for that material. But also, what do you think about giving Chuck Schumer his retirement pay? That's why we need to make sure that the majority leader of the Senate not becomes the minority leader of the Senate, because that's going to happen. But we need to make sure that we give him his retirement papers, and Joe Pinion becomes the senator. Think about that. He was far more likable, certainly, no doubt about that. But before I hand this over, I have to tell you, I am humbled at all of the New Yorkers that came out and showed support for me during this primary. I'm humbled of everybody from Whitestone and Queens that came out. You know how much I love Ricky Palladino, what I think he brings to the table for this city and for the state of New York. But what I'm telling you is anybody who voted for Giuliani needs to come out on November 8th, and they need to vote for Michael Henry for Attorney General. They need to vote for Joe Pinion for Senate. They need to vote for Stefano Forte for State Senate. They need to vote for Allison Esposito for State Governor. And they need to vote for my friend Lee Zeldin to become the 15th Governor of the state of New York. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
I'll go around.
We stand united here. We do understand the fact that we need 33 and a third to take upstate New York. This is not a difficult thing to do. We've got candidates. We've got an agenda. What did you think about the Jose Alba incident? What did you think about what happened to Lee Zeldin? That we needed federal prosecutors to step in.
Keep me in the loop.
Do the job that our incompetent governor couldn't do. Nothing that Michael Henry did out. I want you to pick up as many Zeldin lawn signs as you possibly can. There is strength in a name. Zeldin, Esposito, they are our ticket. We must save the state. Amen. We must save this city, because realize everything that happens in these 5 boroughs comes from Albany, folks. Thank you very much. I'm going to start with Allison. Allison, Lieutenant Governor, please go Albany.
Thank you for the tackle.
You gotta help me. He says we need 33 and a half. I think that we can get to 45.
Hey,
Woo! I think we can do it. First off, I want to really. They had a primary. They had an amazing primary. Where never. You can't hear me. My dad says I'm loud.
all right, can you hear me now? All right, so first and foremost, I do want to thank Anthony Giuliani for being out.
Amen. all of their ideas into an arena, and they poured all of their passion into an arena, and they really put it all on the line. And the fact that after the primary, okay, step up a little. The fact that after the primary, after the voters spoke, the fact that they are willing to come out here and show their support for Lee Zeldin and myself means that their agenda was your agenda.
Amen.
It's nothing short of patriotism, because they believe that the people of New York State deserve more than what's in Albany right now.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. So we have had a hell of a couple of days, ladies and gentlemen. And it's been fantastic, and I'll tell you why. We got them scared. We got them scared. For the last few days, we have had a box truck with Lee's face on it chasing us around the state. We've had people in the audience. I'm sure there's a few now. I'll pick them out when I see them. We've had people in the audience that are tracking. We've had protesters. We had Hochul release our campaign schedule. Because they are afraid.
She should
Because,
resign
ladies
for
and
that.
gentlemen, this is not just a red wave. This is a common sense wave. Republicans, Democrats, independents, and people who have never voted before are coming out and saying enough. Look at the state we are in right now. A state where we are completely upside down, and bad is good and good is bad. On Thursday night, we had an individual approach Congressman Zeldin on a stage with a sort of brass knuckles with two daggers poking through his fingers in an attempt to slice him in the neck or upper torso.
We saw that.
Absolutely amazing. Now, the congressman did an amazing job because he was able to reach out. Right. He was able to reach out and grab the assailant's wrist until help arrived.
That's right.
Thus thwarting an attack on him. What more of a fighter do you need in
That's
office
right.
than somebody who is able to do that?
That's right.
What's more, at an event earlier today, we had reflexes like a chop. We had an event earlier today, because of the heat, a woman fell out and went unconscious. And before she hit the ground, Congressman Zeldin was able to get his hands under her and stop her. This is the man you want in office. Now, like I said, upside down, inside out. I am not a politician. I am a cop. I was a cop for 25 years. I was a New York City cop for 25 years, and I loved it more than my next breath of air. I never would have left my amazing department or the thousands of people that I have been blessed to serve with. But like I said, something went wrong in this state and in this country. I saw babies as young as 1 year old in their stroller shot and killed by a gang bullet, shot by a gang member that had 2 or 3 or 4 prior convictions, prior arrests for shootings and guns, and that baby should be alive. That person should have been incarcerated.
Damn right.
Unacceptable.
Damn right.
I saw my cops go out on the street with a fear in their eyes. Not only the fear that they don't make it home to their families, but the fear that they would lose their job and potentially their freedom for doing a job that society needs them to do.
God bless the NYPD!
Ladies and gentlemen, Albany is so upside down. The little guy, quote unquote, has no shot. When you can actually attack a sitting congressman and get let out within 6 hours, what shot do we have? The innocent New Yorker walking the streets, who doesn't want to be the victim of a hate crime, who doesn't want to be thrown in front of a subway train, who doesn't want to be victim of senseless violence, if they're not even going to prosecute a congressman, we have no shot.
We need law and order. Law and order.
Law and order! Law and order!
Ladies and gentlemen, they will not deter us. Congressman Zeldin is an Army vet, a paratrooper.
Thank you for your service!
I am a cop, and I will always be a cop. They will not intimidate us.
Damn right!
They will not deter us. Only one more horn at a time, please. Ladies and gentlemen, under the Zeldin Esposito administration, we will unapologetically back the blue.
That's all blue! That's all
We will
blue!
fire reckless and dangerous district attorneys like Alvin Bragg to send a clear message to every other DA that law and order is back. Yes. I never thought that I would be standing in front of you in the most amazing city, in the greatest state, in the greatest country of the history of the world.
Amen.
And I would stand before you saying, on November 8th, freedom is on the ballot.
Yes.
Public safety and security are on the ballot.
Yes.
And it's going to take all of us.
Yes.
We understand that you do not relinquish your right as a parent simply by sending your child to school.
Right.
We understand that you need to be involved and the head of your household and decide what's best for you, and big government should get out of your lives. We can talk for days about energy independence and safe extraction of natural resources. We can talk for days about school choice and what we need to do to help our teachers and help our parents. We have to talk about every single thing from soup to nuts that Albany is failing. Now let's talk about our heroes. Let's talk about our heroes. At 7 o'clock every night, we opened up the window and we celebrated our cops, our firefighters, our doctors, our nurses, our teachers, and we said we were the best, and they banged pots and they screamed hero. And then when they decided to make the very personal choice to not take the vaccine, they were fired. Unacceptable. You need your freedoms back. You need your ability to make your own decisions back.
USA!
USA!
USA! USA! USA! USA! USA!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it's on you. We are a united party.
Yes.
But now it is on each and every one of you to do everything you can for the next 3+ months. Leaving it all on the field. Talking to anyone and everyone that will listen to get our message out. To let them know that this is going to be a game of inches. And I believe we will win, but every vote and every dollar will count. And every single thing you can do between now and then we need. Understand this. I never would have walked away from my police department if I didn't 1,000,000% believe in that man. If I did not 1,000,000% believe that Lee Zeldin's integrity is beyond reproach, if I didn't believe he had a clear vision to bring New York State back to glory, the Army, the fighter, the family man, the congressman, the man with the reflexes. He does not sleep. He understands that it's a government of the people and by the people.
Amen.
And they forgot that, and we will be delivering them that message come November.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, 24 years ago, I raised my right hand, and I vowed to protect the people of the city of New York. On January 1st, with your help, with everybody's help, I will once again raise my right hand alongside then Governor Zeldin. And we will both vow to lead and protect the people of the state of New York, and we will deliver back to you the New York State that you deserve. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, your next governor.
Y'all ready to fire Kathy Hochul? Yeah! Ready to save our state? Yeah! This is our opportunity, and these next 3+ months are going to go by fast. Yes, we do have to talk to everybody we know who are hitting their breaking point. Everywhere I go throughout the state every day, people are telling me, Lee, if you don't win, I'm leaving. New York leads the entire country in population loss. People are seeing the attacks on their wallets, on their safety, on their freedom, on the quality of their kids' education, and they decide that's it. You could go down to Florida or Texas, the Carolinas or Tennessee. You know that your money will go further. You will feel safer.
Yes.
You get to live life freer. And right now, people in our lives are heading to places like Tennessee because they feel like the getting's good down there, but it's up to all of us to be able to tell them, you know what, you made a mistake, you should have left. There was a crossroads that Florida faced 4 years ago. They could have elected Andrew Gillum or Ron DeSantis. These crossroads that come for states all across the entire country are decisions for all of us to make together. For us as New Yorkers. On day one, when we're sworn in, we are going to do as our first action not what is our constitutional authority. We will do what is our constitutional duty. We don't have recall elections in New York. In a state of 19 million people, if there is a district attorney who refuses to enforce the law, there is no one whose business it is to get involved more than the governor of the state of New York. Now this governor's been asked what she's going to do with regards to a district attorney who is refusing to enforce the law from day one, and she says, cut him some slack. He just got there. He's doing his job. When an innocent, law-abiding bodega worker was attacked and he was left in self-defense, and in that moment fought for his life and fended off his attacker, this rogue DA didn't go after the person who stabbed him. This rogue DA ended up sending the bodega worker to Rikers Island, asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars in bail with an open stab wound that ended up being infected, and slapped him with a murder charge. It was because of the outcry of all of us. It was because of the public pressure that we put on this district attorney that reluctantly he ended up deciding to drop this charge. You did that. You all did that. With that constitutional authority, the first action after we get sworn in is turning to the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, and we're going to tell him he's fired. Now, there's the first stage of denial, grief. People are going through that beginning of the process. They don't believe that this is actually going to happen. It's a grieving process, but it's our job to remove DAs like Alvin Bragg, and right now they're denying that we even have the authority. We'll go read the New York State Constitution, because we do and we will. For our second act, all COVID mandates in the state of New York are gone. If you want to get the COVID shot, get the COVID shot. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. It's your personal choice. Every single person who has been fired as a result of the state directive needs to get their jobs back with back pay. It includes healthcare workers. It includes, we're seeing firefighters, NYPD officers, and teachers. People we were treating as heroes.
That's right.
Who were turned into zeros. Our third act is to finally finish what is long overdue and long overpromised from this governor. She said that there was going to be a comprehensive investigation into the state's response to COVID. Well, we are going to finish what she refuses to get done.
Lock Cuomo up! Lock Cuomo up!
And on top of that administrative investigation, I will appoint a special prosecutor to investigate and prosecute all crimes related to the deadly nursing home order and cover-up.
Lock them up! Lock them up! Lock them up! Lock them up! Lock them up!
People are leaving because they feel like these streets are not safe. People are leaving because they don't feel like they have the opportunity to thrive here. Their money can go further elsewhere. They're feeling attacks on their freedoms. And they're bailing for these other states. Now, Allison was saying that on Thursday night, I needed to restrain this person who is lunging at me with this dagger claw-like, brass knuckles-like weapon on his hand until the help arrived. What Allison didn't mention was that she was the help. Allison had to retire from her beloved NYPD.
That's great.
Not to be our state's next lieutenant governor. Allison had to retire to be our candidate.
Wow.
To be our state's next lieutenant governor. She is all in for saving New York, and I couldn't be more grateful that she is stepping up to this plate as my running mate, New York State's next lieutenant governor, Allison Esposito. We just finished up a spirited primary. And, when you're on the primary trail, two friends are going around competing for votes. We're not necessarily showing up everywhere telling the best stories that we could possibly think of about the other person. We're competing against each other.
Right.
But I shared a story because Andrew has done now a few of these rallies on the trail the last few days, and I appreciate him stepping up. By the way, from the moment the polls closed, the results were in, Andrew Giuliani contacted me. He says we have to win this race, fire Kathy Hochul, and one party rule in the state. Giuliani.
Yeah, that's right.
Andrew was working at the White House, as you know, and there's this one day when I'm showing up there with my wife, And every time that there's some type of an event going on that I could get my wife and kids involved with that I think they'd enjoy, at first, it always seems like a really good idea. But what happens is, as soon as I tell my wife, she gets especially excited because she realizes that she can go out and buy an expensive new dress. Now she tries to tell me that she got a great deal by looking at, the manufacturer's original price of $27,000.
Oh my God.
But she got it, for only whatever, a few hundred. So we show up one day and my wife is wearing this nice new dress to this event at the White House, and Andrew came to greet us. And it was pouring that day. And we were not near the front door of the White House. We had a little bit of a walk in the rain. And Andrew shows up with his umbrella. Beginning of the day, nice suit. And he insists on giving Diana the umbrella to not ruin her new dress.
That's a gentleman.
We said, Andrew, this is the start of the day. If you ruin your dress and you get your suit and you get some call to go into the Oval Office or somewhere, what are you going to do? And all he knew was that there was no way that he was walking away without Diana taking that umbrella. That's the man.
God bless.
People get to know better. He's a good man, Andrew Giuliani. And I like what he just suggested, by the way, when he was speaking. See, we're one ticket up here. We're one unified ticket.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
Top, down, bottom, up. We are one team. So that means if you're Chuck Schumer and you're watching this and hoping that I'm just going to get through this speech and not mention it, sorry, because I agree with Andrew. Instead of turning Chuck Schumer from majority leader to minority leader, I want to make him unemployed. And what? Electing our next senator, Joe Pinion. Who's the man? Now here's the cool thing. Now when you hear people speak in politics and candidates, they get something called a stump speech. And if you heard one, maybe you've heard all of them. But here's the coolest thing about Joe Pinion that you may or may not have experienced so far. If Joe Pinion gave 10,000, this is how deep his passion and principles, how deep his beliefs are to his core. If you had Joe Pinion deliver 10,000 different speeches, you're not going to hear the same thing 10,000 times. You will hear 10,000 different speeches. That is the real deal right there. Joe Pinion is the man, and he will be a great United States Senator representing the great state of New York. Joe Pinion. He has a ticket mate here. Michael Henry is ready on day one to hit the ground running and be an awesome Attorney General here in the state of New York. Michael's working hard. I've seen him crisscrossing this entire state, taking nothing for granted. And he will do an exceptional job. Michael and I put out a joint statement this week. And I don't know if you saw this, but earlier in the week there was news that came out that somebody who had donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to Kathy Hochul, this family, ended up receiving hundreds of millions of dollars in a no-bid contract from the governor.
Pay to play. Lock her
Now
up.
you might be asking yourself, in this state,
Lock her up.
in this state, where we have competitive bidding laws, not suggestions,
Right.
competitive bidding laws, well, how could she possibly give all of that money in a no-bid contract? See, every single month, the governor unilaterally provides herself self-claimed COVID emergency powers with the power that she, whereas heretofore, grants upon herself. And with that, she's able to spend money she wouldn't otherwise be able to spend.
She's a monster.
She's able to get around laws she wouldn't otherwise be able to get around.
She's
So
a
Michael and I
monster.
put out a statement this week, and I'll
a
reiterate it.
monster.
I believe, and Michael believes, that it is imperative for the Office of the New York State Attorney General to open up an investigation into that pay-to-play scandal. Hundreds of millions of dollars in no bid contracts.
Lock her up! Lock her up!
We have some men and women who are here who serve to protect and defend us. This state needs to start once again unapologetically backing our men and women in blue.
That's the blue! 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 That's the blue!
One of the ways that we can do that is enacting a law enforcement Bill of Rights that recognizes their inherent right of self-defense. Instead of people in government who are advancing the priorities of the defund the police movement, instead, how about we making sure that they get every last resource they need to do their jobs safely and effectively. And we need to repeal cashless bail. That attacker Thursday night, listen, a lot of things went right. There were 7, 8, 9, 10 people who all jumped on that attacker within moments. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office was there within minutes, and they arrested him. And as predictable, within hours, he was right back out on the street because of New York's insane cashless bail law. But that's not the only story. See, we read about the headlines where somebody gets released on cashless bail for an arson, then they're rearrested for double manslaughter in Yonkers. 2 days later, somebody gets released on cashless bail.
That's crazy.
And then ends up murdering 93-year-old Connie Torrey in Syracuse. Just a couple weeks ago, there were 2 Mexican cartel drug smugglers who were busted with $1.2 million worth of crystal meth. And they were immediately released back out on the street due to cashless bail. We're going to take back control of our streets. They belong to you, the law-abiding New Yorkers. The criminals don't control these streets. You do. The law enforcement does. All of us together, law-abiding citizens. We have to get rid of less is more that are resulting in people being released early from prison who should remain behind bars. When the governor signed it, she released 191 people from Rikers Island. And a whole bunch of them immediately went right back out to commit more offenses. We need to repeal the HALT Act because our correctional officers are being assaulted right now because they've lost this tool of solitary confinement. We have to overhaul the parole board and change it from a majority vote to a unanimous vote. And if you want to try to release a cop killer or a murderer or a rapist or many of these other crimes, you cannot do that without talking to victims and victim families because victims' rights matter. We're going to secure our streets. We need to reverse the state's ban on the safe extraction of natural gas and approve new pipeline applications and enact the largest tax cut in the history of this state. But I'll tell you what, of all the things that we could do, it doesn't require a bill. It doesn't require an executive order.
We gotta vote.
Just bringing honor back to the office.
Yes.
This crazy proposal that we've been talking about last couple days. They do it in other states. Now here we're not used to this. But in other states, you elect somebody to a 4-year term for governor and lieutenant governor. Trust me on this, I swear it happens. 4 years later, they're still there. We're on our 3rd lieutenant governor right now in less than a year. And this November, we are going to elect a new governor and lieutenant governor to a 4-year term. You don't have to worry about arrests and indictments and resignations. We're going to bring honor back to this office to have a government that you can be proud of again. Having a governor and lieutenant governor again who believes that public service is about serving the public rather than having a governor and lieutenant governor about being served by the public.
Right.
It's not about wanting an emperor governor in control of our lives. It's about all of us being in control of our government.
Amen.
It's about
By
us
the
having
people,
control of
for
our
the
future
people.
and our freedom. Freedom isn't something for government to just take back and give you back and forth, and then they expect thank yous every time they give us our freedoms back. If you want to make any change to someone's freedoms, you better just be doing it as a one-way street, giving people their freedom back and not taking it away.
Amen. Woo!
They put their hands in your wallet, and then they give you your money back, and they expect you to say thank you. And that's when they do give you some of your money back, because usually you never see it again.
Exactly.
I think that you should be able to keep more of your money in the first place.
Thank you.
And when you get your money back, it doesn't come with a handwritten note. This check is from Governor Zeldin. No, you just give people their money back and stop expecting a thank you. It's not your money, Governor Hochul. It belongs to the recipient of that check. They sent it to you in the first place. Lastly, I got to tell you one of the other most recent examples of the incompetency of this government and this governor is when the Supreme Court made the correct decision
Yes.
to overturn New York's unconstitutional concealed carry law.
Yes.
And then 1 week later, by the way, there's two different categories of gun owners. There's law-abiding
Right.
citizens.
Right.
Law-abiding citizens who want to safely and securely carry a firearm solely for self-defense.
Woo!
And then there are
Hochul's henchmen. Hochul's henchmen. The criminals.
illegal guns that commit crime after crime after crime, and they continue to walk the streets.
Yes, sir.
We can have a conversation about these people and what to do about it. But hands off these law-abiding New Yorkers, these law-abiding Americans who have a Second Amendment constitutional right to protect themselves if they choose, that shall not be infringed.
Amen.
So this governor calls everyone back in the state legislature. 1 week later, they woke up that Friday morning, they did not even know what they were going to be voting on that day. None of them. By that afternoon, they were signing the bill. And it wasn't just unconstitutional, violating Second Amendment rights. Their new law violated First Amendment rights in order to violate Second Amendment rights. We are fighting for our freedom. We're fighting for our future. We're fighting to save our state.
Amen.
And Stefano Forte is going to be there with me. If you're running for state legislature, raise your hand. How many do we have? We have 5? Let's support every single one of these state legislative candidates as they win their races. We're not going to have a supermajority assembly and senate. We are going to break that supermajority, and we're going to show them not just what it's like to see a red county redder. We're about to paint Queens red on Tuesday, November 8th. I want to thank Vicky Paladino for her leadership. I thank all the candidates who are here who have stepped up to run. And when you wake up that next morning, Wednesday, November 9th,
We better have a woo! Come on now.
you're going to feel good not because you did everything in your power. You're going to feel good because you did everything in your power
And we won.
successfully to flip control of the House of Representatives from Democrat to Republican.
Amen.
And balance the power again in Washington. This is the first time ever that I'll say it. Mark your calendars.
There
all of us to be watching C-SPAN at the beginning of January, because it'll be good watching.
Oh, yeah.
Because that gavel permanently will be coming out of the hands of Nancy Pelosi.
USA! 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 USA!
When you wake up, we have some congressional candidates here too. We have George Santos. Tom's running for Congress as well. You all know Tom's hometown boy here in Queens. Anybody else here running for the House? Okay. I won't say anybody else. It's one ticket. One ticket. We leave nobody out. We leave nobody behind. I don't want to listen. As we stand here, it's not about like who's going to win and who's going to come up short. No. We're here and we're deciding tonight
Everybody.
that we're going to win every single race. And when we wake up, by the way, big round of applause for NYPD officers.
Back the blue! 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 Woo!
Long Island Loud Majority are here.
Woo!
By the way, you guys don't know this, but yesterday I was at a press conference up in Schenectady, and they said that they heard that I have a relationship with the Long Island Loud Majority. Explain. And I started telling them about how we have this group. And by the way, this is the crowd that's here tonight. I mean, all of us, the Whitestone GOP Club and everyone else, if you're not involved, hopefully you'll get involved after tonight. But they asked me about the Long Island Loud Majority. And I said, these people believe in freedom, in good government. They love our country. They believe life in New York is not affordable. They want to make the streets of New York safer.
That's right.
You're trying to shame me over the fact
That's extreme, I guess.
I work
to be a patriot
with people who care about our flag and our freedom and our liberty,
Amen.
and making sure we have the best people elected to secure our streets and to save this state. Yeah, we are all here together as one team. All of us united. This is a Fire Kathy Hochul unity tour. And when you all wake up on Wednesday, November 9th, you're going to feel good, not just because you did everything in your power to save our state. You are going to feel great because you did everything to save our state successfully by winning these races. And for the first time in decades, we have a Republican conservative governor again here in the state of New York. And we fired Kathy Hochul. And we restored balance and common sense to Albany. And Republicans and conservatives joined with independents and Democrats and New Yorkers first and foremost to restore New York to glory. Yes, this November 9th, you are going to wake up feeling happy because you will have successfully done everything to win this battle for the heart and soul of the future of our country and our state. Losing is not an option. And that's why you're here. That's why we're here. Let's go out and get it done. Thank you all for coming out. November 8th. Let's save New York.
Okay, everybody, let's hear it one more time. Let's hear it for the ticket. Raise up your hands. Let's go. Stay back. We're going to take one photo. Please stand back.
So we're gonna flip around and we're gonna do a group photo. Hold their signs up. get them all.
Oh, hey, how are you? It's nice.
Get it! Get some on the side, get your sign up. Sound good,
Take out the lawn signs.
Let's go. 协会的拍拍照片。
来，咱们拍照片，咱们几个人拍拍照片。
Kind of laying down the ground. So anything we can do, we get volunteers to sign up. So you go to the website, go to volunteer. So we're trying to do more now. I mean, part of it is also knowing that we can't do everything. You gotta be really good at Thank you so much. My wife loves you. Appreciate it. God bless. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Any more? We're with you. So definitely we'll see that coming up. Starting August 1st. Anyone else while I'm here?
Right there. Right there. Right there.
I'll keep doing just everything you said. 19. Yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to look into you right now.
Absolutely do it, man. You won't regret it. I thought you never go back to you.
站过来吧，先站过来吧。那你就拿旗的就站后面了啊，拿旗的就站后面了 ，OK？ 哎，拿旗的就站后面，没拿旗的就站后面喽，给后面人。不用了，不用摆那个，不用摆那个啊！下一个，先拍一张，我们分开2张，一张没有穿的，一张有穿的，好吗？拍一下，有穿的拿住的，哎，没有帽子的
I took a lot of
Can someone do a video for us? Hold on. Can you do a video for us? Okay, so someone do a video, okay? Ready? USA! 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 Thank you. Okay, thank you. I like you. I like you. I like you.
Yeah, let's
too. Everybody's asking about you. Pastor everywhere.小杨，那看着你帮他拍个照片，我帮你拍个。
这个大景
I'm trying to remember, there's one Sunday, which is going to be a big day where there'll be lots of people. They don't get it. This is a program. That's all you. 来了，大家记好喽。有我的裙子 OK。Oh, look at you! You got it too. I need one now. Yes. You can have a hello. 跟你讲一下。
I think those. So that may be one of the reasons.
Yeah, because he coordinates kind of all the day-to-day stuff. You want to get what do I know? We had I'm not sure. We might have to find.
You gonna ask me questions or what? No.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm like. No, I'll just say.
Okay. We're just chatting here, and you're on camera now. So, do you want to say why you came out to this event today?
Yeah, well, I'm here. I'm basically an independent, more like a libertarian. But the way has gone, it's like we're going back in time when, I don't know if you remember, or your viewers that remember the time of Mayor David Dinkins. Upside down. And this is where we're headed. I mean, everything is, taxes up, crimes up, quality of life down. All right. Like I said, I'm a libertarian, but right now the only choice I have between the two parties, and I got to pick the better of the two right now. And this is a do or die. And to all you voters out there, if you think your life is better right now, then so be it. You know what? Keep voting the same way. But if you think your quality of life's gone down, whether it's your income level or just going out to the park or worry about your life, then you may want to consider voting for the alternative. So please, I implore you, just take a look at Mr. Zeldin and see what he has to say. Just reach out, Google him, and then you'll see what's going on. That's all.
Thank you.
That's all. What more can I say?
I recognize you.
Charlie, keep the test. He got me involved. Republicans, he got me involved with
I'm going to see if I can see if anybody else wants to
I saw it in 2 minutes. You made it to the other side. Leave it around. We got another one.
Hi. Did you just come out to the
I've seen him speak. I never know.
Okay. So why did you come out today to this event?
Yeah, I came to this event to see actually how change is taking place, because this is the time that the state of New York in our country need a really change, not a fake change. And seeing the candidates, people who have that change inside of them, speaking in the public, there is no way you can stay home. So we came here to support Zeldin because we believe that he incarnates the change that we want to see in the state of New York, that we want to see in our country. So,
what changes would you like to see?
The change, we want to see change in liberty, freedom in our city, in our country. We want to see how crimes will disappear. We want to see where men and women will recover their freedom in any aspects that we used to have before.
What freedoms do you feel are being infringed upon or curtailed?
There is a lot of aspect of freedom that have been really taken away from people. Most of them is that if you cannot secure people and you advocating that people should not carry guns to protect themselves, that is wrong right there. So if you want to tell me that I cannot take the gun, that the Constitution guarantee me that freedom, And before the police come to protect me, I gotta have a way to protect myself. And that is one of the freedom we want it back in the level that we want to enjoy it.
Any other freedoms?
I'm sorry?
Is that the main one, or were there other
That's
things?
the main one.
Yeah.
And we want economic freedom. A freedom where people should not rob or bribe the government, the system. People have been giving money in order for them to get the money back in exchange. That is a freedom that's been taken away from citizens. We all should have equal opportunity before the economy. The one who work harder, the one who get more. Not the one who trick with the system by donating to certain candidates or people who hold the power so that those people can make laws will make them millionaire, while our community, our society really need economic assistance. So we will need that freedom. We need that to go back to the way that it's supposed to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you for commenting.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. What do you think?
Let me give it to you.
Because I'm gonna check on it.
那天在群里面大骂那个很多人在骂，说很多人在骂。
Yeah.
干嘛关？群里面很多吵架。
Yeah. Probably not.
Very nice material. Everything.
纽约州比较应该不一定哈，因为它纽约市的居民多，它票数多，纽约是蓝的，比较蓝的。纽约市里面是比较蓝的。哇，这美女真美。那来这里站台的台湾的也不多。韩国人也不多。
你帮他看。
And I can also support you.
Okay, this is my this is my email, and this is the YouTube channel.
So if I want to, if I want to email, you can read. Yeah, 这个没得放在这儿。What's your name again?
I like that. I like what you stand for right there. Okay. Yeah. Good, smart. Thank you. We're just gonna go.
On camera?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah. We came out today to support governor candidate Lee Zeldin and also all the Republican candidates because New York has been suffered for a long time from the socialist, the communist, leftist policy. We suffered long enough. It's high time for New York to turn red because this country is a free country. The freedom, we almost lose our freedom if we don't fight for it.
Are there any particular freedoms that you're concerned about, or any particular policies that you're concerned about?
Yes. A lot of things, the bail system, zero bail system is not right, okay? They release the prisoner immediately after they were caught. Law and order is the foundation of this country. If there's no law and order, no this country. Yeah.
Thank you. Is there anything else you wanted to say about it?
Ask him.
Did you also want to comment on why you came out today?
Oh yeah, because we come here, we have a lot of small landlords come here.
Small landlords?
Yeah, small landlords. They want to support Zeldin because you know why? After this time in New York City, a lot of small landlords lost a lot of money because you know why? In New York City, you can't if your tenants not pay the rent, the landlord can't evict them. So the landlord around 2 years and 1 year, they nothing to income, but they must pay taxes, you must pay insurance, they must pay mortgage, they must pay electricity, everything, pay for the tenants.
Right.
I just want to say that any society, if you're not protect the private asset, you will lost everything. We coming from China. Used to be 35 years ago. China not protect the private asset. For example, you save, you're working hard, you buy a house for you, your family. Then someday, government say this house not belong to you, belong to government, belongs to tenants. This is civilization will be destroyed. Any society like this, This is why we support Republican, because Republican idea, politics is that, if you're working hard, you should get more, and government should be small. Government no need. We don't like the big government. Government give us. If a bigger government, they give us too many troubles. They have regulation here, regulation there, and you cannot do your free business. And this is like around 40 years ago in China, around 40 years ago in Russia, around right now in the North Korea, like this. This is socialist. This is why we support the Republic. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for talking with me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
YouTube channel. It's called NYCforYourself. You can look on
有
YouTube.
点不不能相信啊！我都前两天不让回去，现在才第一台车
I'm
现
live
在。
streaming the
我刚拿了那个。
Did you want to comment on why you came out? Did you want to comment on why you came here? On the camera?
My English
Okay, sure. Okay, we'll check it out.
I'll go there too. Right?
It's live, yeah.
Maybe you can ask why Chinese against it. There's so many Chinese here support.
Do you want to talk about that? Okay, so yeah, you wanted to explain why so many Chinese people came to this event today.
Yes. Because we came from a communist country. We know how evil communism is. And that's why I thought I have the obligation to tell Americans, because too many Americans are still sleeping while our country is under communist attack. They infiltrated in this country 30 years ago. We almost lose our country if we don't wake up. That's why all the Chinese here, see, a lot of Chinese here, they came from communist country. They know how dangerous it is. But naive Americans, they don't know. They thought communist socialist is very ideal. But that's against human nature. It will bring disaster to this country. And we know for sure, that's why all the immigrants from China, from Yugoslavia, from Russia, from all the communist countries like Cuba, why they are so strongly against, they are conservative. Why they are conservative? Why they are so strongly against the liberal, ideology? Because that's again, their ideology is against human nature. Our country is funded. The foundation should be should be capitalism. That encourage people to be hardworking, to earn what you deserve, not to rely on public welfare. Okay, that's why. What makes this country strong and successful. The foundation is capitalism. That's why.
And you think that the Democratic politicians in New York are getting too close to a socialist model or a communist model?
Yeah, they give out. They are very corrupt too. Look, the governor. The media just discovered that, reported that she gave government money with to a family that donated $300,000 to her campaign. So that's corruption. Socialism breeds corruption. We know. We ran from there. That's why. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you guys have my number. Please get in contact with me. Let's do this, okay? I got some free time this week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. And then I got